Thank you very much. Next item is a violin recital by Prabhakar Rauji Dhakre. Accompanying on the tabla is Sandesh Popatkar. Mr. Dhakre is a very versatile man, full of talent, capable of playing quite a lot of instruments. Violin he has chosen as his first love. You will see it for yourself. Thank you.
Now I am going to play Rag Purya Kalyan. विषय पे दो।
master, and that's why I was requesting Prabhakaraji to continue playing, but she's ready now. Thank you very much. Normally I speak about the Indian classical music before any performer is going to perform the Indian classical on the instrument or vocally. Today I felt that you are so thoughtlessly aware of the whole proceedings that it would be a retrograde step to take you back into thought process. So I did not do so because when you are seeking the divinity, thought process doesn't take you very close or doesn't help very much. But the item that I am presenting now is a Kathak dance where I will have to explain to you a little about this style of dancing of India. The word Kathak has been derived from the word Katha, means narration. This dance was developed particularly in the northern side of India, in Uttar Pradesh and in Delhi and in Rajasthan, and it received a lot of patronage from the royalty. This dance was developed for conveying the feelings or conveying the story. The stories are many, but mostly around Krishna and Radha. And also along with these narrations, they developed a style of providing rhythm on the feet. Sandhya is now wearing what we call in India as ghungroos. The closest would be a jingle bell. The difference is that each ghungroo is weighing about 2 kilos. And she would be dancing, the technical side of the dance would bring out to you the rhythm on her feet and grace shown through her hands and the bhav through the facial expression. The mathematics of Indian classical music is quite simple. I'll try to explain to you. They first divide 16 by 3 in equal parts, which is beyond perception, I think. And then this product of 16 by 3 is again divided by 3, which is known as Chakradar. So you can see it is only in the realm of divinity that we can perceive such a style of dancing, and each time she improvises. The tabla player will also join her and will come to the rhythm cycle of 16 on which she is going to dance. So first I will demonstrate to you the rhythm cycle of 16. Sandesh, will you play? This is the rhythm cycle. First beat of the following rhythm cycle is known as the sama. That is where she will come and he will also come, playing differently or playing together and bringing out the improvisation and through it the creativity. Now I would not want to be between you and the artist. I am sure you will experience this dance rather than seeing it. Thank you very much.
like sa, shakata. That means same piece 3 times.
request the audience to kindly stand as the Holiness Shri Mataji is arriving. Thank you very much.
झालं संपलं की नाही अजून सुरुवात
संपत आहे.
संपवलं हां बरं चला कसं काय झालं आजचं चांगलं झालं
To conclude this dance, there will be a question answer session between the tabla player and the dancer. First, the tabla player will play their beats. She will reproduce on her ghungroo. Then she will bring out certain beats on the ghungroo which the tabla player will bring out on the tabla. Thank you.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. I'm happy you all are enjoying this music and this dancing. And about these artists, I have to say that after coming to SahajaYoga at a very young age, they achieved such mastery. Because when the Kundalini rises, as I told you, she enriches your centers. The center about which I was going to talk to you today is the center of creativity, which looks after your power of action, physical and mental. This power of action moves on the right side of the spinal cord and coming to the optic chiasma, it crosses over, passes to the left side and creates an institution called ego. The institution of ego is a myth. What we do is to get something dead, like some trees dead, so make some platform or some furniture. We take some stones and make a hall, and we think we have done a great job. Actually, what we have done is to reconstruct the dead. But while doing it, we get the feeling that we have done it something. That is how our ego develops. This channel on the right hand side caters to your future. So those people who plan too much, think too much, exhaust the energy of this center, because this center has the first responsibility to convert the fat cells in the stomach for the use of the brain, which is overused, to make them into grey cells. So when you start thinking too much, it has to work more for this very important function. When it starts working for one function, the other functions are neglected. And the other functions are, it has to cater, to nourish, or to give energy to your liver, to your pancreas, to your spleen, to your kidneys, and part of your intestine. So, once you start neglecting these organs, first your liver suffers. Means the function of liver gets limited. The function of the liver basically is to absorb the heat of the body, which is the poison, and allow it to permeate into the bloodstream. But the energy is so limited that it cannot function properly. So this center starts neglecting liver, and liver then cannot get rid of all the heat of the body. So the heat starts flowing upward. When it starts flowing upward, then there's a center, what we call as the right heart, which gets affected. People develop a disease called asthma with it. Also they develop the disease, what we call as a massive heart attack on the left hand side, when the heat reaches there. They also can develop a paralysis of the right side when it reaches the brain. The vulnerability is there. And then it is triggered somehow by the left side action maybe. Such people are futuristic. They go on planning for the future. Future doesn't exist. Only the present is the truth. But they go on planning about future, waste their energies and ultimately find that all their plans fail. One must know the divine plan. If you know the divine plan, then you don't have to plan because you know the divine is already planning for you everything. When you understand after realization that everything is done by Parama Chaitanya, by this all-pervading power, by this Ruh, then you do not think that you are doing something. Moreover, as I told you, when the Kundalini rises through the Agya Chakra, both these institutions of ego and superego are sucked in, so there is no ego. So you become egoless. So your karmas or your duties or your so-called work you have done become akarmas. Then you don't talk like this that I have done this, I have done that. They say, oh, it's rising, it's happening, it's working out. You start speaking in the third person. Even sometimes children you will find, they talk like that. This little boy won't go because it is obstinate. They'll talk about themselves. If you notice, if they are real life schools, they talk like that, in the third person. So you become a third person. And nourishment to this energy, to this center comes through your realization. As the Kundalini is connected to the mains, as a result, you get into balance. You are in thoughtless awareness. Somebody has asked me about the thinking yesterday. So the thought arises from the past or from the future. As we have a capacity to react because of the construction of our body as a prism. It's a little scientific thing, but if you listen to some of my lectures, you will understand what I mean. Now what happens when you see something, you react. Anything you see, you react. You see this carpet, you'll react. You will see this mic, you'll react. You'll think something about it. So a thought comes either from the future or from the past, and there's a wave of thought coming and going, again thought coming and going. It comes and disappears. In between these thoughts, there's a little space, which is the present. But if I say you pay attention to yourself, to your present, you cannot. Unless and until you are a realized soul. So when the Kundalini rises, these thoughts become, they lean out, means they become thin. When they become thin, the space in between increases, and that's how you become thoughtlessly aware. So the thinking is minimized. Then the liver doesn't have to do all the time the job of converting your fat cells into grey cells. It comes into balance. Then the second one is the pancreas. That is neglected too. In a person who is futuristic, who thinks too much, plans too much, that also becomes neglected. Now, the function of the pancreas is to absorb the sugar into bloodstream in a proper way. But because it is neglected, it has a very limited energy, it cannot function, so you get diabetes. Because of too much thinking, you get diabetes. As I told you yesterday that in India, if you have to give tea to someone, be careful if he's from a village. Because in the village, you have to put so much sugar that the spoon should stand at right angles, otherwise it's no tea for them. And they never get diabetes, never get diabetes. Diabetes is the headache of the people who sit on chairs, write, think, worry, and are time bound. All such people get diabetes. They are futuristic, egoistical, arrogant, hot-tempered. And such people get also heart attacks, which are of a massive nature. The left heart is connected in a way. When there's too much of exertion on the physical side, also one can get heart attack. The another type of heart attack one gets is a angina. That's due to some other reason. That's due to the lethargic heart. So now we have another problem which is very serious, is that of the spleen. Spleen is the speedometer. It's the one that gives us rhythm. If we are rhythmic in life, spleen keeps all right. But we are very hectic. And the function of the spleen is to create red blood corpuscles whenever there is an emergency. So the way we are always under a shock. Early in the morning you get up, what do you see? You read the newspaper, horrid news. I mean, newspapers have to give horrid news. They never give good news, you know. They say, we don't want to say if some plane has landed safely, but but if there's a disaster, so many have died, killed in action, murders, horrible things, naturally you get a shock because you are a human being. And in a subconscious you feel, in the unconscious area you get the jerk. There's a shock. Then you start the day in a hectic way. You are time bound, you have to rush, you can't take your breakfast, you just take something, grab. Rush to the car or maybe on anything, and then you find a jam. In modern days, everything keeps you on attention. Then you reach the office, there's the boss is getting angry with you because you are late. As it is, I don't know how much work we really produce. Only the mess we have created in this world, I think, much more in the modern times than much work. We cannot have people like Mozart nowadays. We can't have anyone like Michelangelo. We cannot have any artists who can create beautiful things. We do not have beautiful buildings now, horrible plastics. We cannot have beautiful artistic clothes. Everything is becoming plastic, and for which we are working so very hard to create plastic mountains. All this leads to tensions. So we become tense. And the tensions go on increasing as this ego increases, covers all your head. And you go into tension. But the worst thing that happens to you, that this spleen, which is the one responsible for keeping the rhythm of your life, goes hectic and becomes crazy. It doesn't understand what sort of a personality you are. Sometimes you rush to that, sometimes you rush to that. There's no rhythm in your life. So it gets upset. And it starts producing red blood corpuscles unrhythmically. It doesn't know. So the vulnerability is there. And as soon as there's any triggering from the left side, you develop a horrible disease called blood cancer. And the only treatment you can have in the medical science is that you will be certified that you will die after 8 days or after 1 month. That's the only possibility. But with Kundalini awakening, your own power nourishes this center and supplies energy, soothes down your hectic speedometer, which is the spleen, and the disease gets cured. There are many we know of who got their blood cancer cured, and even after 6-7 years they are living and kicking all right. All this is available to you within yourself. This is all being promised. Many great people have written about it. It's not that I'm saying something new. Only the new thing we are seeing here is that you can get mass realization. Then is the kidney. Kidney also gets affected firstly by the heat of the liver and secondly by the strenuous type of life you lead, futuristic, neglected, and then you get blood pressures. Blood pressures you get till you get failure of your kidneys, or you might get a paralysis. Anything is possible. So we have blood pressure, high blood pressure. All this is only because of one center when it is out of gear. But if all the 7 centers are out of gear, what should happen to us? And I think the modern life is such that it could be, all centers could be in danger. So it is eminent, is important that we should get our Kundalini awakened and we should enjoy the best health. Health, of course, you enjoy very well, no doubt. But apart from health, you enjoy many other things. First of all, you enjoy yourself. Today, there's no time to discuss all the centers. But still, I would say that I would like to give you all the benefits of SahajaYoga, which are possible. That you start enjoying others. You become righteous, as I told you, and you start enjoying your virtues. You are no more a critic of things. If you have to criticize, you criticize yourself, laugh at yourself, and you don't laugh at others. You start correcting yourself. If you have the art of Kundalini awakening, because yoga means, of course, the union with the divine also means yukti, meaning the deftness. Deftness to raise the Kundalini of yours and of others. If you know the decoding of these centers on your fingertips, 5, 6 and 7 on the left side, and 5, 6 and 7 on the right side. If you just know the decoding, immediately you can do the diagnosis. What is wrong basically with you now? And you can correct it. So physically, mentally, emotionally, you can correct yourself. And spiritually you ascend. You ascend to a state of a saint, a sage. And the time has come for us to become sages. For that you don't have to leave your homes, houses, run away from your families, nothing. That's an escape. You don't have to suffer. You have to enter into the kingdom of God to enjoy that beauty and bounty of Islam. Now this balance is important within us. There's one more disease, a very common one in the West is the cancer of the breast in the case of women, which comes from the center of heart. The center, there are three hearts according to SahajaYoga. One is the central heart, one is left and one right. Now the central heart is placed in the spinal cord below the sternum bone. Sternum bone is the one that creates the antibodies till the age of 12 years. And then they get distributed all over. And these antibodies then fight all the emergencies and overcome all the troubles for us. But then they can become also very weak. So the remote control is in the sternum bone. Now this center is the center of a mother, of the primordial mother we can say, of the mother who is the mother of this universe and mother of this world, who looks after the security of children, security of the people. When a woman is challenged in her motherhood, supposing she is a wife of someone and husband is giving her insecurities, by any means, supposing he is a wayward person or he is always threatening her or dominating her or challenging her, her security gets disturbed and then this trouble starts. Maybe her children, maybe anyone can give this insecurity to a woman, and that's how she develops this blood cancer, this cancer of the breast. That also can be corrected if the Kundalini could be made to pass through this center and nourish it. The center that is the most important is the seventh center. The seventh center is the center which is placed around the limbic area in the head. It has got 1000 petals. And when enlightened, it looks like beautiful flames, very white flames, just like petals of all the 7 colors. That's why it said in the Bible, I'll appear before you like flames. These are the flames you see. This is the most important thing because around the limbic area are placed all the seats, governing seats of all the centers. So, if this center is fully opened out, they all get drenched by the grace of the divine power, and a person really enjoys SahajaYoga in the best possible way. He's a happy person, he's a joyous person, he emits joy, he emits peace, he's compassionate, he's tireless, he looks after people, and such a person can achieve great heights of purity within himself. The another center which is bestowed by Christ, as I told you yesterday, is the Agya Chakra, which is also very important because Christ has said, "Thou shalt not have adulterous eyes." That's what he has said it. We should find out among Christian nations how many have got such pure eyes. Pure eyes means those who do not react, just witness, watch. There is no greed, there is no lust in those eyes. Such eyes are so powerful that even a glance of such an eye can give salvation. And this is what it is we have to achieve, the pure eyes. And such pure eyes are the only one which give you the joy of seeing. Of course, you will have the books, you can read them and find out about all the centers and know about it. But what we have to see is that the problems of the world are because of us. We are the problems, and we manifest the problems outside, which reflect back upon us, like the waves come back and dash against the shore and again are reflected back. We have to ourselves get into the state of sages. Then nobody has to tell you, do this or do that. You become your own master, you become your own guru, and you look after yourself. I have to apologize for one thing, that SahajaYoga started in Australia with a little jerk. They were Australians who started it, but they were not up to the mark, I must say. They were not. Created lots of problems for us, lots of problems. And we didn't know what to do with them. It has happened nowhere in the world as it has happened here. I don't know why it took a lot of time for it to properly establish itself. Thank God now we have people who are sensible. And I hope you will make it convenient after getting your realization to establish yourself properly. Establish yourself and reach that state of nirvikalpa, doubtless awareness. If you have any problem, you should write to me directly. You don't have to bear anything. Christ has already taken the cross upon himself, so we don't have to do anything. If there's any problem that you find is not all right, you should write to me instead of getting disappointed or getting frustrated. It's best is to write to me. I know it's far away. Australia is very far away. But this is the land which is a land of purity. This is the land in the universe, is the first center that you see there. And Ulru that you have, Ru means, as I told you, is the Chaitanya. Is the symbol of that purity. So you stand for the innocence of the world. You are such a great nation here that stands for the innocence. And you could be very gullible. So you have to be careful and understand your own identity as innocent people. And I am sure it will work out very well for all of you. And this country, which has many problems, will be solved by your own purity. And the whole world can be helped with your own purity and beautiful lives. May God bless you. Yesterday we had too many questions. Too many. And I told you that by asking questions, I can answer all of them, I think so. But I cannot guarantee that if I answer you, that means I can give you awakening. It's not guaranteed that way. So if you want to have your realization, and if there is any problem that stands between that realization and yourself, then it is better you should ask me some question. It's much better to save time.
Is rising the Kundalini dangerous?
Not at all. Kundalini is your mother. She is your individual mother. And she looks after you. She knows everything about you. She's taped everything that you have been doing, you have been desiring. She knows everything about it. And she's anxiously waiting to give you your second birth. As your mother took up all her upon herself all the labor pains, she takes all the troubles upon herself. We have had so many people. I have never seen anyone getting into trouble. This myth has been created by people who are money oriented, I think, who wanted to frighten you so that you don't go to reality and pay them well.
Could you define Kundalini?
Huh?
Could you define Kundalini?
Yesterday I did. You came today only, madam? Oh, I see. Kundalini is a power, as I told you, is a residual power, is the fourth power within us, which resides in the triangular bone in 3.5 coil. And it rises through 6 centers, subtle centers. This is the power of your pure desire. All other desires are impure because they are never satiable in general. The only desire that is pure is to be one with the divine. आप सिख है ना? हाँ, उसमें सुरती कहते हैं, सुरती का हुआ, सिरती चढ़े कमान, जिसे सुरती कहते हैं, हाँ वही कुंडलिनी है. नानक साहब is described as सुरती. Kabira especially has described it as Surti. But imagine human beings how they are. Kabira was born in Bihar. Most of his work was in Bihar. Later on he went to Punjab. And in Bihar they call tobacco as Surti. Yes, in Bihar they do. It's very surprising to call tobacco as Surti. So many things of Granth Sahib can only be understood when you get your self-realization, otherwise you cannot. He said it, kahe re ban khoj na jaye, sada nivasi sada ale pato he sang samay. Kahe nanak bina apa chine mite na brahma ki kai. What is this apa? Is yourself. He is the one who has done the tremendous work on this. Tremendous work on Kundalini. All of them. Namdeva. Even to think of them is great.
When you want to raise the Kundalini, right? Like we're living in a modern world, right? So you can't, even if you do want to have success in a career which you're interested in, how is it that you can, control your ego and all of that, as well as attain that sort of
Yeah. This is the first temptation you have.
Yeah, I know, but it's
Yeah, I agreed with you that it starts giving you ego if you are not fully developed in SahajaYoga. This is the first temptation, I know that. People become very creative. It has happened to many SahajaYogis I have seen. They became very creative, they started producing a lot of potteries and things and started producing beautiful paintings. There was one Australian lady, she produced very beautiful paintings and she got world fame and all that. An ego blasted her completely. And she came to see me in Perth. I found such heat coming out of her like a cancer patient, absolutely like a cancer patient. And then if you tell her you have got ego, they don't like it because they are so egoistic.
then how are you supposed to live?
That's why you have to take the Kundalini always up there. You shouldn't be satisfied. See, that's the slipping point sometimes. So be careful. Be careful. Now look at these artists. They are so simple. Our attention should be what have I attained in SahajaYoga. Is my spiritual ascent. This is just a temptation, one of the temptations that people have. But that's not so important. Now for these artists, the most important thing is just to play for me, that's all.
Planning would be?
You say we shouldn't plan too much.
Yeah.
Could you explain that? Because obviously we need to plan a little.
You see, if you are in SahajaYoga and you meditative mood, if you are in a meditative mood and if you are in SahajaYoga, then you just don't plan. Because you know the planning is already done for you. I know that if you take the name of airport, only airport to take the name, and most of the men will start jumping. They'll go at least 1 hour earlier than reporting time. The aeroplane is not going to fly out, you see. But a fear that it may fly out. No. If you are a Sahajayogi and if you are going for catching a plane, say example, you should know what time you have to leave, and you leave at that time, you reach there in time. Don't have to watch all the time. You'll just leave at that time, exactly at that time you leave. But also if you are a little late, the plane would be for you. But you don't want to be unkind. And the Param Chaitanya looks after you. You just remember you have to go now, you leave that time. It is so simple. But to believe that somebody else is planning us is beyond our ego. What's it?
Says if he has to leave the planning of his life to someone else, he is denying his own individuality. He's denying the fact that he creates his own life if he leaves the planning.
That's a good one. In a way, it's good. Why do you want to have this kind of a feeling that you are creating the world? Nobody is creating. You can't even create even a grain of clay. No, you can't. You can't create anything. What's he saying?
He says he's creating his own experience now just by raising his right hand or his left hand.
Huh? You see, you have to be a little deeper to understand the significance, and also to have faith in yourself. That supposing you become connected with the divine power. Now so I'll tell you what. Supposing you you see a television, all right? The television is connected to the mains there, all right? Now you want to see Shakespeare, for example. That's your plan. But there's another plan there going on. And when you open, it's not Shakespeare, it's something else. So what do? You lose your identity. No, it's all right for him. All right, you follow my advice and you will see what I'm saying. All right? Now just give it a chance. Give it a chance. First of all, get your realization and give it a chance. All right? Huh.
Sorry, you have to speak up a little.
What do you say is the best way to go towards self-realization?
What did she say?
What is the best way to go towards self-realization?
That's what we are going to do, all right? It's a very good question. You just wait. After all these questions are over, we'll have that.
I can understand and accept that a lot of disease and illness is caused from people thinking too much of some problem in themselves. What I find difficult to understand is what causes that in young children, like diabetes in young children, and how can we help young children?
He says he understands why
It's
our
caused.
own actions cause imbalances in ourselves, but how about young children? How do these diseases get caused in young children?
Now, for example, a mother is a very busy lady. When the child is there, she's doing all kinds of work and thinking too much, running too much, or the father is doing that. That has an effect on the child. You see, human beings are delicately made. I mean, in ancient times, if a woman was to have a baby, she used to take it very easy. And she used to read something spiritual. She used to be thinking about her child and feeling that motherhood within herself. But the mother doesn't think of the child. She just thinks she has to today go for hairdo, or she has to do something facelifting or something like that. Well, I don't know much about these things, but that's what I've seen. It's too much of superficiality. And this has killed the beauty even of romance, you'll be surprised. Absolutely, it's absurd. These hairdressers have ruined the beauty of women in the way, because somebody likes one particular type of hairdress, he falls in love with the hairdress. Now she changes her hairdress, he wants to have a divorce with her. So superficial attachments to superficial things. There's no deeper attachment to innate, something so natural. Artificial things cannot lead us anywhere. They can never give us joy. That's a little good.
Is wanting realization.
Good,
Futuristic.
good. Now what is she wanting here, this lady? That's what I'm going to do. I'm very happy. That part you just forget, the rest of it. Is there any other question? No. Oh, let's see.
One in the back.
Mother, during your ministry, will we see a time when most of the world will have their realization?
Will we see a time when most of the world has its realization?
Hope so. Hope so. I would say that's my dream. I wish that happens. I am actually desireless, but your desires work. If you desire, it's the other way around. It's not thy will be done, but it's thy will be done. If you desire, it will happen. It will happen.
You're talking about your desires as being one with God and that being the only desire you should have. Is it then, do you think, as wrong to desire a family and unity in family or to be married? Because that must sort of have its place, otherwise the world wouldn't carry on.
Is it wrong to want to desire a family and have unity in a family and to enjoy
Not
the
at all.
normal pleasures of life?
I mean, we are marrying so many people. It's not at all. It's the best thing to have a family and children. But not to get involved so much into your family that you forget your ascent. How many times you were married in previous lives and how many children you have had in previous lives? Now this is the time for your ascent. And your family should be complementary. If it is not complementary, it's not going to help you. It is your choice, your free will. If you want to get dissolved into your own children and your family only and not to have any ascent, nobody can force you. Go ahead with it. But this time is important. This is an important time. Of course you have to have family. Of course you have to get married. You have to lead a very normal life. Nothing abnormal. But if somebody is too much attached to the family, forgets his own ascent, then I think he is missing the point. That is the most important thing in life. Yes, please. This is it. What?
population?
No, not at all. Actually, there are no imbalances. That's why there is a population growth in some countries and no population in some countries. Like when the BBC gentleman came and asked me in London, he said, why do you have such a population growth in our country? First he asked, I mean, they are, after all, they can ask very funny questions. They have every right to do what they like. So first question he asked, why is it in India you have so much poverty? I said, if you have a guest for 300 years in your country, what will happen to you? You become a broke. Then he said that such a population growth in your country, what about that? I said, if you can allow me, very humbly, I would state, you are responsible for that also. He said, how are we responsible? I said, in England, I used to hear that 2 children are killed every week in England by their parents. He said, no, only in London. I said, really, that's the case. So which child would like to be born in this country? That's why you see in Germany it's minus, Sweden is minus, Norway is minus. All these countries are having minus growth and people are competing in committing suicide. Switzerland, there's a competition on. All these countries are supposed to be affluent countries where they have money, they can look after their children better. They are competing in having suicides and having minus growth. But in India, even if you have 10 children or 12 children, love is all the time there available to them. And what a child needs is love, not all these pomp and show that you should have a nice cot or a nice things, but a loving mother. That's why they come to India. Now, if you create such mothers, they'll come to you also. What he's saying? Question of woman and man. He's saying what? What Alexander the Great said?
Well, I think the second part of that was Napoleon said that a man should sleep for 4 hours a day and a woman should sleep for 5. How long should a man or a woman sleep?
See, there's no hard and fast rule for that, actually. I think as you grow old, you don't sleep so much. I personally think that way. I sleep very little myself. In the night about 3 hours, daytime about 1 hour or so. But it depends. So for sleeping, there's no hard and fast rule. But whatever time you are born, that's the time you want to sleep. So some people like to sleep in the morning. All right, let them sleep. And some people want to sleep in the night, let them sleep. Makes no difference. But after coming to SahajaYoga, all these conditionings disappear. And then you start behaving in a different manner. There's a transformation. And then maximum time you want to give for your meditation, for knowing about SahajaYoga, and you get more time. Actually, we should have much more time than our ancestors. Because we don't have to go to the jungles to get our wood for our fire. We don't have to do all the rest of the things they used to do. Poor things, they had to go for hunting. Now we have everything in the house, already made. I mean, instant. Isn't it? And we have the watch on, also that I'm watching the watch. But we have no time. We are the worst. They had much more time than we had. So where are we spending the time? While coming here, I just asked him, what do they make? Because I was seeing all Chinese things, Japanese things, and then I saw lots of Greek, and most of them very Italian things in the market shops. I said, what do the Australians make? He said, they make lager. Where do we spend our time? In the ballroom dancing, or in the lager, or in some way destroying ourselves with drugs or something like that. We have no time. We have time for drugs, all right. Then parties, some formal things which have no meaning at all. It conveys nothing. I have been now in London in a position where I had to shake hands with 600 to 700 people. That only I remember the horrible things that happened to the hand. Otherwise, I don't remember even the faces of the people. So there should be a better method of developing a rapport between us, understanding each other in a much more natural way. And then we have time. This is the time to enjoy. But nobody enjoys because we are so time bound. We are so time bound. Only time to enjoy we don't have. And that's how whatever you people say about sleeping or waking up and all that, is that your regulation doesn't come from the divine. If it is from the divine, you just enjoy. You just enjoy your life. You enjoy yourself. Never feel ill or sick. Now I am 67 and every day I am giving lectures, morning, evening. And the smokes, the people smoke. Women, especially in Australia, I don't know what has gone wrong with them. I try to go with the women so that I'll be saved of smoking. They smoke more than the men in here. I don't know. And so I've developed a throat trouble. I hope it will be all right. But this is what happens. Where do we spend our time? There, then you are beyond time, into the timeless dimension, enjoying yourself. That's the beauty we have to achieve. That state we have to reach. All right?
There's one question, Jamila, from last night.
What is it?
It says, my revered father has been for the past 3 or 4 years experiencing astral sounds, but physically his hearing is unimpaired. Beg your pardon, or cut off for all practical purposes. 24 hours a day he is able to tune into the chanting of sacred Hindu hymns, devotional music rendered by an enchanting voice accompanied by a violin, etc. He has done no special tapas or meditation, but he is very naive and a simple soul. Is it because of the awakening of the Kundalini?
No, not at all. Not at all. All these things should not happen to you. Don't hear anything. You don't see anything. You become. Just become. This is a subject which has to be dealt with clearly about the dead souls and things. It's quite a big subject. But if you come to SahajaYoga, you'll understand what happens, how you hear these things and how astral things happen, how your caught deaths take place. All these are all negative things and are achieved by people who deal in the science of the dead. So it's very important that you should get out of all these ideas and become yourself. Only way to know if a person is realized is not the way he can handle the Kundalini, the way he can feel the vibrations, and the way he leads his own life. When you go to any guru, first of all see the disciples how they are, how they behave, what powers they have got. Then you accept. That's the sign of a Sadguru. Nanaka has said clearly, Guru Nanak was such an enlightened soul. And he said that the one who meets you meet God is the Sadguru. Everybody is not a guru. So should we now have the realization? सारे हिंदुस्तानी लोग उठ के चले जाते हैं, पहले बैठेंगे, पहले इस पर आकर के कुर्सी पर और फिर उठ के चले जाते हैं। ये कौन सा तमीज़ है? या तो पीछे बैठा करें। हर जगह ऐसा करते हैं। इसमें बात यह है कि आम का पेड़ अगर आप हिंदुस्तान से उठाकर यहाँ लाएं तो उसमें तो आम तो आएगा नहीं, एप्पल भी नहीं आएगा। हिंदुस्तानी यहाँ पैसा इकट्ठा करने आए हैं, परमात्मा तो खोजने आए नहीं। फिर ऐसी जगह आकर के आप सामने की सीट पे क्यों बैठते हैं? आप ऐसे चले जाया करें, अच्छी बात है। अगर आपको परमात्मा को खोजना है तो फिर कायदे से बैठिए, अच्छा नहीं दिखाई देता। लोग देखते हैं कि ऐसे आए और चले गए। That's for only Indians. Indians abroad. Should we now finish now? Good. Can we take out our shoes? Because we have to take the help of the Mother Earth. As I have told you, it cannot be forced. I respect your freedom. Respect your freedom. It's your free will. If you want to have your realization, only you can have, otherwise you cannot. It cannot be forced on you. So those who do not want should leave the hall to be civil to other people. Otherwise you are welcome. There are two conditions in SahajaYoga, at least when you are getting a realization. First is to forget your past, to forgive yourself. You should be pleasantly placed towards yourself. Pleasantly placed towards yourself. And second one is that you have to forgive everyone. As I told you yesterday, whether you forgive or don't forgive, you don't do anything. Actually, if you don't forgive, then you play into wrong hands. So just neglect it completely. Don't worry about it. And in general, you should say, I forgive everyone. Just say, in general, I forgive everyone. That's all. Not to count how many people you have to forgive, not to know about everyone, what they have said to you, but just forgive in general. That's all. So the first one is to forget your past. That means not to feel guilty at all. You are not to feel guilty. After all, you are a human being, and human beings can only commit mistakes. You are not gods. So what does it matter? There's nothing to bother you on that point, should not. So please forgive yourself and forgive others. That's very important. These are the two simple conditions. But mentally, you should accept them. Now, we have to put both our feet little away from each other because there are two powers within us, left and right. And we use our left hand symbolically to suggest that we want our self-realization, and this is the power of desire, not of pure desire, but desire. And we use our right hand, which is the power of action, to nourish our centers. On the left hand side, we'll be nourishing our left hand centers only. So now you please put your left hand comfortably the way you want to put it. It will hardly take 10 minutes. And use your right hand as I show you now, and then we have to close our eyes. First put it on your heart. This is the center where resides the spirit. So it's a very important center. Then you take down your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side, which is the center of your mastery created by great masters. Now take down your right hand again into the lower portion of your abdomen. It is the center. I hope you can see him. Just come forward a little bit, Stephen, if you don't mind. Please. Yes, thank you. This is the center of pure knowledge. Pure knowledge that acts on your central nervous system. Then you raise again your hand up onto the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side. Press it hard. Then onto your heart. Then into the corner of your neck and your head. Place it as back as possible and turn your head to your right. This center you catch when you feel guilty. Now you take your hand and put it on your forehead and put down your head on it. Press it hard. This is the center to forgive others. Take your right hand on the back side of your head and please raise your raise your head towards the sky. This is the center to ask for forgiveness from Divine without feeling guilty. Then stretch your palm. Put the center of your palm on top of the fontanelle bone area, which was a soft bone in your childhood. Bend your head. Now, stretch your fingers outward as much as you can. Put a pressure on your scalp and move your scalp clockwise. Seven times very slowly. Now, that's all we have to do. Now you can close your eyes, put your left hand towards me. Be careful, keep your feet apart. Those who are sitting on the ground are all right. And now close your eyes. You can take out your spectacles if you want to, because you don't have to open the eyes till I tell you. वो गोली दे दो हमको. Now, please put your left hand towards me. And right hand on your heart. Now, close your eyes. Please don't open them till I tell you. Here you have to ask me a question, a very important question. You can call me Mother or you can call me Shri Mataji, whatever you like. Very important question. Ask a question 3 times in your heart, not loudly please. Mother, am I the spirit? Mother, am I the spirit? Ask this question 3 times. If you are the spirit, you are your own guide. You are your own master. So now please bring down your hand, right hand, in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side, press it hard. And here ask another question 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Ask this question 3 times. Mother, am I my own master? Now, as I told you, I respect your freedom. And you have a free will. I cannot force pure knowledge on you. It cannot be. You have to ask for it. So now take your right hand in the lower portion of your abdomen on the left hand side and ask me, Mother, please give me pure knowledge. 6 times, because this center has got 6 petals. Mother, please give me pure knowledge. As soon as you ask this question, the Kundalini starts moving upward. So now we have to nourish the upper centers to make its movement, her movement, faster. So please raise your right hand in the upper portion of your abdomen on the left hand side, press it hard, and here you say with full confidence. With full confidence you say, Mother, I am my own master. Please say it 10 times. Mother, I am my own master. These things remove your conditionings from wrong teachings. Now you raise your hand to the most important question. That is, you are not your body, you are not your intelligence, you are not your emotions, you are not your conditionings, your ego, your thoughts, but you are pure spirit. So raise your right hand on to your heart and say with full confidence 12 times. Full confidence, please. Mother, I am the spirit. Just say that. Mother, I am the spirit. Please say 12 times. Now, raise your right hand to another very important area within us, where by feeling guilty all the time, we have harmed a very important center. I have to tell you that the divine power is the ocean of knowledge and love. It is the ocean of bliss and joy. But above all, it is the ocean of forgiveness. And whatever mistakes or wrongs you have done are dissolved by the power of forgiveness. So raise your right hand into the corner of your neck and your shoulder and turn your head to your right. Here you have to say with full confidence 16 times, Mother, I am not guilty at all. Again you say, Mother, I am not guilty at all. 16 times. I have already told you, whether you forgive others or not, you are not doing anything, it is a myth. But if you don't forgive others, then you fall into the wrong hands and torture yourself for nothing. So now, please raise your right hand onto your forehead across, press it hard on both the sides and put down your head as far as possible, resting on your hand, and press it on both the sides. This is the center where you have to forgive. Forgive others, forgive others. Just say, Mother, I forgive everyone, without thinking about them or thinking about what they have done to you. Just say, in general, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, how many times is not the point, from your heart. You must say it properly. Yesterday so many didn't say, and I have to work very hard on them. So please say it. Please say it from your heart. Once for all, Mother, I forgive everyone. Now, take back your hand on the back side of your head, on the optic lobe, and now raise it higher and let it rest on your hand. Here you have to say, for your own satisfaction, not feeling guilty, not counting your mistakes. O divine power, if I have done any mistakes, please forgive me. Say it from your heart. Now, stretch your palm, keeping your left hand towards me. This is the most important center, both the feet apart from each other. Keep yourself straight and put your right hand, the center of your palm, on top of the fontanelle bone area, the soft bone which you had in your childhood, and press it. Now bend your head as much as you can. Press back your fingers, press back your thumb. So there's a pressure on your scalp, nicely pressurized. Now move it. Move it slowly 7 times. Here again, I'm sorry, I cannot disrespect your freedom and free will. You have to ask for your self-realization. It cannot be forced on you. So 7 times, please say 7 times, Mother, please give me my self-realization. Please say it 7 times. Now, please take down your both the hands and open your eyes slowly, very slowly. Now watch me without thinking. You can do it. Now, put up your right hand like this and bend your head and see for yourself if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. Bend your head. It is above your head, not on. So, little away from the head. You try to feel if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. You can take your hand little further. Some people have it quite away from the head. So see for yourself there's a cool breeze coming in. Now, put the left hand towards me and put down your head. Now see for yourself again with the right hand if there's a cool breeze coming out of your head. Some people will get heat coming out, doesn't matter. It will later on be followed by cool breeze also. To see yourself if there is a cool breeze coming. Bend your head properly, that's important. Now, again put your right hand towards me and bend your head. Now don't doubt. The breeze is coming from inside and not from the air conditioner. So see for yourself. Again, this is the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost. This is Kundalini is the Holy Ghost. Now see. Now, raise your both the hands towards the sky. Push back your head. And here you ask a question. Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine love? Mother, is this the Parama Chaitanya? Ask any one of these. Question 3 times. Push back your head fully and ask this question. Separate your hands, don't put them together. Separate your hands. May God bless you. Bring down your hands, please. You can watch me without thinking. See. Now those who have felt the cool breeze or even a hot breeze out of their heads or on their fingertips, please raise both your hands. The whole of Sydney is drowned into the ocean of joy. May God bless you. So the Kundalini has sprouted. Kundalini has come out. You are connected with that, but you have to establish yourself. Otherwise it would be like the marshy land where Christ has described some seeds fell down, they sprouted and were destroyed. We must respect our self-realization. We must respect ourselves. Now you have become saints. And you have to understand that it's a glorious thing that is happening to you. And you now become the instrument of God. You can come to the follow-on program. They have also nice courses for you, something. Don't have to pay anything, but you have to give some time. That's all. And within a month, you'll find you'll become masters. Master of yourself and master of this art of yoga. They'll answer all your questions. They'll see to it that it works out. Now we have very good, humble people who will look after you, and they have all the knowledge. And you can also get my tapes and things where I tell you about 3,000 to 4,000 tapes are there only in English language. And in Hindi, Marathi, and that way. But unless and until you are established, we would not like you to read books about it, because then again you get lost. So first thing is to establish yourself fully, so you don't get lost into your ego, as you were saying, or into any such steps. Better get established first. Then nothing makes you feel that way. May God bless you all. I'll be coming after 1 year, and I hope all of you will become great trees, giving the beautiful vibrations to this great country of innocence and changing everyone. The transformation within you will definitely help to change so many things in this country, and you'll be amazed how the planning of the divine works for you every moment, and how you are helped and looked after, guided and protected. It's very surprising. May God bless you. Yesterday I met most of you people. Those whom I have not met and who have got realization, I would like to meet. So already it is 10:30, we had a music program. But whom I have met is all right. Those who haven't got realization can come on one side, they can see. Those whom I have not met and who have got realization can come and meet me. Huh? Yeah, it's all right.
You're right, like this.
You can do it. Oh, sorry. You haven't got? Those who have got.
As you leave here, you'll see some tables outside, and on those tables will be people manning them, and there will be information for you about the courses, free courses, which give you the opportunity to enlarge your knowledge of SahajaYoga and to extend the experience that you have just had. So please, all of you who are interested in extending what you have just experienced, the information you may require is out on those tables. For all SahajaYogis here, may I please draw your attention to the fact that 10 o'clock tomorrow we will be at Gary Beach. Would everybody please make note of that? We'll be at Gary Beach 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Should I remove this tape? Should I remove this tape?
The Vedas. All right. Those who haven't felt can go that side. Here, they are going to come. All the sudden,
Namaste.
Namaste, you had it.
Yes.
Peace. You got it.
I'll follow it up.
Look after yourself. First of all, you must know that young people are under attack. All innocents are under attack.
Could we have a bunch of yogis over here, please, to work on people who haven't got their self-realization? Over this side.
Your eyes sparkling.
Yogis and yoginis, please.
Great. That's a great thing that has happened.
You could read my mind that in English.
That's the greatest. minus 1/7. You see, I'm the absolutely zero, I think, the way sometimes it becomes.
Anybody who hasn't didn't feel anything or would like to endeavour to feel that experience, they'll have to come to this side of the
Now
stage.
come and join us, all right? All of you have to join us. I'm alone working all this, and we have so many people to work with us.
I felt the heat last night, but tonight I got the cool breeze. Thank you. I'm going to do
I think
some
we need
yoga
more
exercises.
yogis, please.
I will.
All of you should.
Thank you, Mother. I feel like I've come home.
No, these people here can work on you and give you that experience you didn't get.
Welcome to Australia. Thank you very much.
May God bless you.
Memorable evening. I hope it goes well for
Son
you.
is doing so much for Sergio. It's such a nice boy.
I hope you
Such a help to us.
Good.
Thank you very much.
I hope your throat gets better too. Quickly.
It's too much talking, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Since morning, and it's a continuous process for me. Now from Australia, I have to go to other countries. It's continuous. And I've been smoking. Some ladies were smoking so badly.
What if we just bless this lot of life?
What's this for?
Well, we're around the neck.
Barbara,
Slap a sleeves line. Thank you, Mother.
Thank you very much. So I got a cold breeze on my head.
Not in the head. Just see the head. There. You know, in a photograph, all the surgeons, so many of them, on their head, there's a light, all of them. Baba? Devana kita. कितनी रंगून दावी दिखाने थे जा चिंतनी
Yes, but it must be your direction. That was the song I was going to sing.
Very powerful.
you have to become like me, my child. That's what my desire is. All right?
My name is Simala and it's lovely to finally meet you in person.
Ow! What do you think it is, eh? That's a realized soul. That's a realized soul. You see the black eyes like mine. You see the black just like mine. Dilated.
For the SahajaYoga is Marathi page 36, Puja Pujani.
बहुत खुशी हुई है बहुत खुशी हुई आपको हमसे मम्मी उम्र हम पंजाबी कभी नहीं हमको देखा है पहली बार हमने दिल को बहुत दुख 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 ही दुख अब सब कभी नहीं अब सब सुख है सच्ची सब सुख शुक्रिया आप
नवावे तुझे निर्मला नाम आम्ही स्मरावे तुझे निर्मला नाम आम्ही स्मरावे स्वग आमा तुवादा विना मुक्तीचा माग आमा तुवादा विना बाकीचा स्वग आमा सगतीचे कोदवे नित्य गावे तुझे निर्मला नमामि स्मरावे तुझ्या पूजनी अच्छनी लीनवावे तुझे निर्मला नाम आम्ही स्मरावे तुझे निर्मला नाम आम्ही स्मरावे तुझे निर्मला नाम आम्ही स्मरावे One, two, three. amutyasheri Paryanya jana tupakeri Teri teri amutyasheri Yajana tupakeri Rishi jaga ya sahajayoga jana kodama he arima he antima he arima he antima Jantile ditudile diwanchile ditudile kalpatruma he arima he antima he arima he antima Yamatiche akash tu Chirataya upash tu Chirataya upash tu Chirataya upash tu Yamatiche akash tu Chirataya upash tu Deshi mruta tu amruta purushottama he arima he antima he arima he antima Jevanchile ditudile Truma he arima he antima he arima he antima Tene tuke ituke cheri Tene tuke ituke cheri Taloruni janmateri Taloruni janmateri Amaradini apagarani Ritokshama he arima he antima he arima he antima Devanchile ditudile he arima he antima he arima he antima Tene zeri amutyasheri Tene zeri amutyasheri Paryanya
was looking for that for a while. Looked up here as well. Is this Marathi 14. Yeah.
हाँ सुंदर जी क्या बात है दूर के बैठे वाला पास का हाँ स्टेज के पीछे एकदम
पीछे नहीं तो आगे
माइक वगैरह नहीं तुमच्याकडे या ना समोर या
नको नको तबलाच होता मला गाणं सापडत नाही तर काय करायचं मला सापडली ही बाई कुणाची काम आहे